You are in the cockpit preparation phase. As soon as electrical power is supplied, the CVR runs automatically for 5 minutes, then shuts down until first engine start. Part of the pre-flight check is to test the CVR. To make sure the CVR is powered, switch on the ground control push-button switch. Energize the CVR.
The blue on light in the ground control push-button switch indicates that the CVR is powered. Now, the CVR can be tested by pressing and holding the CVR test push-button. Test the CVR.
On the test indicator, the illumination of at least one green LED in the sequence indicates that the test result is good. If an acoustic equipment is plugged into the CVR panel, the test will be heard as a low-frequency signal. Before starting the first engine, let's welcome the passengers on board. To welcome the passengers on board, you need to make a passenger address announcement. 2 methods are available to achieve this. First, you can press and hold the PA transmission key while speaking into the boom set. Please do it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
The second method is to use the cockpit PA handset. To use it, you press and hold its PTT switch while speaking into its integral microphone. Now let's start one engine. Now the first engine is running. Observe that the blue on light is extinguished, indicating that the CVR has reverted to the auto mode. In this mode, it will operate continuously for the remainder of the flight, and will stop 5 minutes after the last engine has been shut down. In this exercise, you will be the first officer and the pilot non-flying. In order to communicate with ATC, you will tune the VHF-1 radio. You can easily do so by selecting VHF-1 on RMP2. Select VHF-1 on RMP2.
The selector light illuminates on both RMPs. On RMP1 to indicate that VHF1 is selected on another RMP, and on RMP2 because VHF1 is not its dedicated radio. Now you can tune the desired frequency in the standby window on RMP2. Select the standby frequency 126,000.
Transfer the standby frequency to the active window.
Observe that the active frequency changed on both RMPs. However, the standby frequency on RMP1 is unchanged, but the previous active frequency is displayed in the standby window of RMP2. This enables either pilot to change the active frequency on any radio and not change the standby frequency of the other pilot. Re-establish the selector light normal configuration.
No, select the VHF-2. Now let's use the ACP to establish the communication. Select the VHF-1 transmission key. Select the VHF-1 reception push button and adjust the volume. You are now ready for transmission and reception on VHF-1. To transmit on VHF-1, you can use the interphone radio switch held in radio position, the side stick PTT switch, or the hand mic PTT. You can now continue with the cockpit preparation. So that the intercom is always available, the interphone reception knob should be released out and volume adjusted. We have done this for you. Let's now look at a call indication from the ground crew mechanic. You hear a buzzer and notice the amber mechanic light flashing on all the ACPs. Reset the mechanic indications. No, select the Reset button on the ACP. The mechanic light is automatically cancelled after 60 seconds, or when the Reset push button is pressed on any ACP. To talk with the ground mechanic, you have two possibilities. Normally, you select the interphone position on the interphone radio switch. But you can press the interphone transmission key, then talk using a PTT switch. Select the interphone position on the interphone radio switch. No, select the interphone radio select. This position gives you a hot mic to talk to the other pilot and the ground mechanic. You can speak in the boom set without any other selection. You have completed the normal operation module.